45%. Literally, just let that number sink in for a second. If you're a local service business running Google Ads today, nearly half of all the leads you're paying for could be absolute junk. We're talking wrong numbers, obvious spam, or out-of-area requests. Almost half of your hard-earned budget just evaporating right in front of you.
Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely pumped to have you with us today. We are going to dive straight into the ultimate, no-nonsense playbook for dominating Google Local Services ads, or LSAs, in 2026. We'll be focusing specifically on how you can actually win in those hyper-competitive, high-income markets, and we're going to use Northern Virginia as our prime battleground. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're hitting 1. The Nova LSA Gold Rush, 2. Navigating local LSA economics, 3. Setup and strict proximity, 4. Defeating the spam tax, 5. The 1-hour response rule, and 6. Is LSA actually right for you? Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Nova LSA Gold Rush. It really is the ultimate battlefield.
Take the Northern Virginia or Nova market, for example. We're talking about Fairfax, Loudoun, Arlington, and Prince William counties. You've got median household incomes sitting pretty over $130,000 and home values routinely clearing $700,000. All that affluence drives massive demand for high-ticket home and professional services. But because the rewards are just so huge, contractor adoption of LSAs is completely off the charts. That means you need a razor-sharp strategy if you actually want to see a return on your investment.
Moving to Section 2, Navigating Local LSA Economics, or the New Rules of Engagement.
So, the whole game has changed in how you get billed. Back in the day with traditional Google search ads, it was a pay-per-click or PPC model. Basically, you're paying every single time someone clicks your link, whether they actually talk to you or not. But Google LSA, it operates on a pay-per-lead model. You are now paying directly for actual conversations, phone calls, text messages, direct booking requests from local people with super high intent. Just look at the hard data on what these leads actually cost in a fierce market like Nova. These are your estimated cost per lead ranges, and wow, legal is incredibly aggressive. They're pushing anywhere from $150 to over $450 a lead because the case values are just so massive. Roofing is sitting between $125 and $250, mainly driven by those high-ticket replacements. And HVAC is hovering between $60 and $180 per lead. So yeah, the upfront cost just to have a conversation is undeniably high.
But hey, don't let those upfront numbers freak you out, because here is the metric that actually pays the bills: your cost per paying customer. Recent 2026 data shows us that across home services, the LSA cost per paying customer is a surprisingly efficient $233. Compare that to over $800 for a non-branded traditional search ad. It's wild. Because LSA leads convert into booked appointments at a whopping 43.9%, that scary initial lead cost actually results in much cheaper customer acquisition at the end of the day.
All right, Section 3, Setup and Strict Proximity. These are the new rules you got to play by.
Remember that old green Google Guaranteed badge? Yeah, completely forget about it. As of late 2025, Google fully retired the guaranteed and screened badges and swapped them out for a single unified blue check mark called the Google Verified badge. And here's the big kicker. The old $2,000 consumer money-back guarantee is completely dead. However, just to get this little blue badge, you still absolutely must jump through hoops and pass Google's rigorous background checks, license verifications, and insurance requirements.
Now this is a massive operational shift for 2026. Strict geofencing. Google's algorithm is literally obsessed with physical proximity right now. If a homeowner is sitting in Herndon searching for a plumber, they are going to see an ad for a business physically based in Herndon or Sterling way before they see some company operating down in Woodbridge. You can't just throw a giant pile of money at the platform and expect to beat proximity anymore. You have to optimize your target zip codes tightly around your actual physical service radius.
Which brings us to a structural shift that kicked off in mid-2025. Basically, your Google Business Profile is now your LSA review engine. Google completely merged the two review systems. So now your business profile rating, your review volume, and how recent those reviews are directly dictate your ad ranking. In 2026, keeping a 4.8-star minimum average is practically the unofficial baseline just to survive and crack those top 3 visible spots.
Moving right along to Section 4, Defeating the Spam Tax. This is all about protecting your budget.
So bringing back that scary hook number from the beginning, 45%. Across the board, data shows that roughly 45% of all LSA leads can just be unbookable spam, wrong numbers, or people shopping totally outside your service area. If you just let those leads sit in your dashboard, you are essentially paying a 45% tax on your entire ad budget. You absolutely have to fight this proactively to stay profitable.
You literally have to know how to get your money back. Back in mid-2024, Google permanently removed the manual dispute button. Now it's a completely automated system. Google's AI will review your charged leads within 72 hours, and yeah, it might auto-credit you, but honestly, the AI misses a lot. To force the system to take a second look, you've got to go into your dashboard, rate the bad lead, very dissatisfied, and punch in a specific reason like spam or geo mismatch, and you've got to do the whole shebang within 30 days, or that charge is locked in forever.
Section 5. The 1-hour response rule. In this game, speed is quite literally everything.
I wasn't kidding about speed. Look at this stark contrast in these booking rates. Contractors who actually answer or reply to an LSA inquiry within 1 hour, they're booking roughly 31% of those leads. But if you drag your feet, wait 24 hours, or let those calls roll over to voicemail, your booking rate crashes all the way down to 15%.
And honestly, it gets way worse than just losing that single job. Google's AI is always watching, and it tracks your response times right down to the minute. If you're consistently missing calls or sending out slow text replies, the algorithm basically flags you for operational incapacity. It decides your profile as less reliable, and it will actively penalize your future ad rankings, happily handing your top spot right over to a faster competitor.
Finally, Section 6, is LSA right for you? Let's do a quick reality check.
We really need to step back and ask, who actually wins on this platform? Because the hard truth is, even with the insane ROI potential we've talked about, this specific ad type is not a magic bullet for every single local business out there.
So here is the real breakdown. You are going to crush it on LSA if you've got a dedicated, lightning-fast dispatch team, a 4.8 star rating or better, and you offer high-ticket or fast turnaround emergency services. On the flip side, you should absolutely avoid LSAs if you're letting calls go to voicemail during the day, if you've got bad or just stagnant Google reviews, or if you're trying to fake a presence in cities where you don't actually have a physical address. Don't waste your money.
Look, LSAs are absolutely brilliant for capturing that immediate, high-intent panic moment, like my pipe just burst and my basement is flooding. But they are a supplement. They're not a standalone marketing system. True market domination requires what we call the 60-40 budget split strategy. You allocate 60% of your budget to standard Google ads and solid SEO for consistent, steady volume, and you keep 40% in LSAs to ruthlessly capture those immediate, high-intent emergencies.
I'm going to leave you with this one hard-hitting reality about the 2026 landscape. LSA is a ruthless auction, period. If you aren't willing to match where your competitors are bidding and you don't run a super responsive operation, Google is simply going to hand your spot to someone who will. So what does this all mean for you? The ultimate question is, are your operations truly fast enough to win that top spot today?